All right. Greetings and salutations. It's your boy D.Boom. Once again, we are back. New week, new energies with the Divine Feminine's reading. If you ain't checked out Divine Masculine's reading, please check that out. Excellent read. This is going to be one good one, too. No rants right now, but let's just get straight to it. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes rant, and we will begin. Head, that is swords. Thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology, the direction you're going, the decisions you're making, because everything starts from the mind. Then we got cups. Cups are feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators of where you're going mentally. Heart and mind must be aligned at all times. We're not half-assing anything. Who rules the heart and mind department? The Divine Feminine does. And then we got wands. Wands, clubs, are actions and behavior. These things you doing or you've done. Not what you finna do, because that don't really matter. You know, what you done got karma and accountability attached to it. What you're doing has karma and accountability attached to it. What you finna do doesn't even exist. And who rules the wands and pentacles arena, where we're going to get to? The Divine Masculine does. The Divine Masculine is the King of Wands, by the way. The Divine Feminine is the Queen of Wands, by the way. Twin flame terminology. Finally, we got Pentacles. Persons, places, and things. These things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear. All Pentacles expire. All Pentacles have expiration dates. And all Pentacles are temporary. Not just Pentacles. Pinnacle. You know, your highest of high, your lowest of low, your term, your era, your period. Let's give it the message. Overall energy, fairly important here. Divine Feminine, we got the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, tens in general represents completion. I have my own terminology here at LLE.Ascension. Just keep up, okay? Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands represents temporary endings. In my deck, Ten of Swords, which is the death card, represents permanent endings. In this case, temporary endings. Temporary endings are like breaks. It's like calling a timeout in the middle of a game. It's leaving something alone. Usually something that you're very passionate about. Once again, wands deal with actions and behavior. This is leaving something alone for a little bit. Only temporary. It's like a breakup. Not a divorce. Divorce would be Ten of Swords. Ten of Wands. That's like taking a vacation. You're not quitting your job. You're just taking a quick vacay. It's like leaving a person alone for a minute, not calling for a while, just putting a halt to something. Even if you're passionate about it, even if you don't want to leave it alone, it's only temporary. So, putting smoke and more definition on this Ten of Wands, this temporary ending, we got the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is an A. It pretty much represents the step before manifestation. Ten of Pentacles would be manifesting something. Nine of Pentacles is the equivalent of the step before manifestation. So it's like I say, the best example I could use is like layaway. It takes 10 smookles to get whatever you're putting down off layaway. You got 9 smookles, so all you need is one more smookle to get what you need. You know what I mean? Nine of Pentacles also represents a great position to where you can either A, help somebody else, or B, help yourself. Divine Feminines, they're natural empaths. They're natural helpers. You know, they just genuinely care. So in this case, this week, Divine Feminines, make sure you help yourself. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know? When it comes to helping others, pump the brakes, Ten of Wands, on that just for right now. You ain't really got the time, energy, and resources to help anybody else. You have to help yourself. You're not selfish. You're usually selfless. So it's kind of good to be a little selfish for yourself right now. Okay? Fairly important. Whatever it is. Like I say, you are in a position to help. You're always in a position to help. But at the end of the day, you need some of you for you. You don't want to spread yourself so thin that you don't have enough you for you anymore. You know? You don't want to give your all to everyone, because then you're going to have nothing for yourself. Bottom line, most important card in this message is the Six of Cups. This is the sauce card. And what is the sauce? It's your swag, it's your steez, it's your essence. It's what makes you you. It's your signature. Okay? Okay? Your call sign. You know? Your DNA genetic makeup. One thing about the sauce is we're all saucy. The whole world is saucy. I'm saucy. The 2%ers are saucy. The elite is saucy. Celebrities are saucy. That bum on the street is saucy too. We're all the shit. You know? You want to know why everybody's saucy? Because in reality, in the truth, God loves everybody. Every single person. Even people that don't even like God. You understand what I'm saying? No one's better than no one else. Everybody is equal. The reason why we're all equal is because, like I said, God treats us all the same. No matter if you're good, bad, or ugly. God loves everybody the same. No matter if they're good, bad, or ugly. So since God accepts everyone, since God loves everyone, you have to accept everyone. You have to love everyone, even if they hate you. You get what I'm saying? 6 of Cups. In order for you to be the shit, you have to know you're the shit first. In order for you to be rich, you got to think rich or feel rich. What's a cup? Feelings and emotions. What's feelings and emotions? Indicators of where you are going mentally. Divine Feminine, you got the sauce. And in this case is you got what you need. Once again, male psychic, 95% female clientele, 95% female audience. A lot of women feel like they have to change how they look, change how they act, change how they feel. You know, have to put add-ons and additives to their person or personality to be accepted by the people that they want to be accepted by. When it comes to your twin flame, when it comes to your true love, when it comes to your friends, hopefully, so-called family, hopefully, people should be able to accept you as you are. If a person can't accept you as you are, that means they can't accept themselves as they is. You don't have to change. Big baby, you look good enough. I mean, you might pick on extra pounds and shit. I kind of picked up a few. You know what I'm saying? I'm still sexy though. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm heavier, but, you know, I'm heavy in all areas. You dig what I'm saying? Like, look, if you don't love yourself, don't expect somebody else to love you. If you ain't feeling your own shit, how you expect somebody to feel you? Shit, you know what I'm saying? If you can't stand the smell of your own shit, if you can't stand to look at yourself in the mirror, how you expect somebody to look at you? If you can't even put up with yourself, how you expect somebody to put up with you? You know what I'm saying? So, bottom line, you already got it. You thinking you don't have it. You thinking someone else has it when you're holding it. I'm here to let you know you got everything you need. You got what it takes. You got the look. You got the swag. You got the steez. You got the essence. You got whatever they looking for. But you need to understand that you have that. Okay? It shouldn't take a new outfit, a new car, new clothes, BB. It's like a BBL example. Perfect example. It's like that TLC Unpretty video. You know, you can buy your hair from one grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do all kind of modifications to yourself, but be the way God made you. Be comfortable in your own motherfucking skin. That in itself is sexy. Speaking about big sexy myself, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm comfortable with myself. Wearing clothes or no clothes, you know what I'm saying? Even wearing my birthday suit, I still got the same motherfucking swag. You know what I'm saying? I like the way I look. I like the way I act. I like the way I talk. I like me. You know what I'm saying? And if a person don't want to fuck with me, shit, that's your loss. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to really revel in yourself. Some people take it as cockiness. Some people take it as self-centeredness, you know, arrogance. But that's just how they looking at themselves with that. You know what I mean? You got to protect yourself with this. So stay saucy, my friends. Just like Doseki say. Stay thirsty, my friends. Divine Feminine. Stay saucy. You know what I'm saying? That's bottom line. Most important thing in this whole message. Moving on. Energy you coming into, Divine Feminine, or leaving. We got the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords represents Ascension. This is LLE.Ascension. Why did I name my whole brand Ascension? LLE stands for living, learning, and earning. But essentially, we're ascending, and that's going up. And what's up? God is what's up. Every time somebody asks me what's up, God's what's up. Well, I just say God. Because that's facts. The higher you go up, the further away you're going to get from people, the further away you're going to get from family, the further away you're going to get from this world. But the closer you're going to get to the real world, which is the fourth, fifth dimension. Third dimension is just a temporary space and time. We learned that in the last message, in the Divine Masculine's message. It's time to go up. You know what I mean? It's like a plane. You know, on the ground, everything looks big. You know, but soon you take flight and get in the sky, that city is going to turn into a dot. You know what I'm saying? That mountain is going to turn into a mound. You feel me? People are going to turn into ants. Land is going to turn into grid. You know? We come from above. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. It ain't the other way around. We're from above. You understand what I'm saying? So don't sweat the small stuff, because in reality, when you're ascending, everything is small. This world is very big. But you know what I mean? From Mars, Neptune to Pluto, Earth is small. It's all your perspective on things. Perspectives, so to speak. Putting more smoke on this ascension here. We got the Knight of Wands, and that's moving fast and furiously towards your divine direction. Fast and furiously towards your divine direction. Knight of Wands can be represented of like a knight, you know, who's maybe in France, who's probably from the kingdom of Scotland or Great Britain or something like that. It's like, you know, he's in France, probably visiting his girlfriend, Rapunzel, you know, trying to get her out the tower and shit. And it's like in the midst of him, you know, pursuing his own interests or love interests, or maybe he just wants to take a vacation, you know what I'm saying, away from the kingdom. He hears news that the kingdom is under attack. He's a knight. So what do you think the knight is going to do? You know what I'm saying? He's going to move fast and furiously towards his divine direction. Obviously, he's needed at the kingdom. So he's going to stop everything, Ten of Wands, pump the brakes on the shit that he's kind of even passionate about right now, and get to where he's got to go to. Speaking on Ascension, Divine Feminines, we all have roles. You have your role out here too, Divine Feminine. We're going to get to this in a second. We have this in the masculine role. We're going to get to that in a minute. But Divine Feminines, you have a job to do. You are the awakened one. You are spiritually inclined. You are on a spiritual journey. You got a job to do. Okay? And you just got to get to it. It'd be a damn shame if you don't do, number one, find out what, like, we all have a job to do on this earth. And once you find yourself, really when you find, like, go up. When you go up, you find God. When you find God and know who God truly is, you'll understand who you truly are. And once you know who you truly are, you'll know exactly what God put you on earth for. As a twin flame just in general. A chosen one just in general. A divine in general. Your job is basically to know who you are, why you're here, and what you need to do. I told you, this plane of existence is just a temporary space and time. You know, when we leave here, we got other jobs to do. There's 7 trillion inhabited planets in this grand universe. God's work is never done. We're here on this earth for a reason. God put us here. We also put ourselves here. That's a whole nother story. We got a job to do while we're here. Make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. This spiritual journey is not for the weak. Everybody isn't walking this divine path. You know? With great power comes great responsibility. And part of your responsibility is getting your job done. As the twin flame, your job is to awaken and ascend yourself, but also awaken and ascend your twin. You can't find consciousness. You can't find your path, your purpose. You know, you can't be out here doing all this stuff for self. You got to put your divine counterpart on, even if they don't want to get put on. You understand what I'm saying? Friends, family. You got to evolve them too, or at least as many people as you can. A lot of them don't want to be awakened. A lot of them don't want your help, but you still have to give them that. You know, once again, going back to the overall energy, what you do need to pump the brakes on at this current moment is helping everybody else and start helping yourself. But once you help yourself, you got to get back to work. That's all it is. So when it comes to this ascension process, especially right now during this time, for the divine feminines who haven't found their spiritual job, who don't understand their divine duty, now would be a good time to find that. One thing about God, what you and God got going on is a personal relationship. Spirituality is a personal relationship. I ain't with organized religion anymore. I mean, I'm a Christian by default. I'm African American. That's my roots and foundation. But aside from that, though, you know, what me and God got going on is a personal relationship. What you and God got going on is a personal relationship. And at the end of the day, whatever relationship you got with the Most High, you need to be building right now. And it ain't just building. You need to be building expeditiously. Expeditiously, I think I said it right. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on the go. Now is the time. Now ain't the time to, like I say, going back to the Six of Cups, those stars. You think you need more information. You think you need more experience. You think you need something. You know what I mean? In reality, you have it right now. And now is the time. So get with the program. You don't want to miss your blessing. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? It's a time frame, basically. You don't want to miss your time. You got to act now. All right? Now, for those that's on their job, it doesn't stop. Just because you know a lot don't mean you know everything. Life is one big puzzle, you know? People, places, and things, they're all puzzle pieces to this big puzzle. But the thing about puzzles is you don't need all the pieces to see the big picture. Let me say that shit one more time for the niggas in the back. You don't need all the pieces to the puzzle to get the big picture. You can literally be, I don't know, 88% done and see the big picture. But given the 88% of the puzzle pieces you done found and put together, you got enough to get a clear picture of what's going on. So I want to throw that out there. Feminine, you in regards to yourself, personally, we got the Five of Cups. This is my Hermit card. It'll be the equivalent to the Hermit card in Tarot. Five of Cups represents emotional isolation, physical isolation, or being in a class by yourself. Twin Flames, Divine Feminines, Light Workers, Chosen Ones, however you want to label yourself. You know, you in a class by yourself. A Divine Feminine, a Chosen One is the equivalent of a 9-year-old high school senior. Okay? You in a special class, not the slow demo class. You ain't talking about that type of class. You in the advanced class. You in a class by yourself. Why? Because ain't nobody else on your level. Your divine counterpart, your twin flame, is the equivalent of another 9-year-old or 10-year-old or 8-year-old high school senior that's in your class. It's a blessing because now you ain't in the class by yourself anymore. You got somebody that can feel you. You got somebody that can understand exactly what you're going through. Because the issue is, you a 9-year-old high school senior. You still got your Spider-Man and Minecraft backpack on. When you leave here, you're going home to play games. Your mommy's going to pick you up. Or your dad. You know? Yeah, you in high school, but you ain't old enough to really do high school shit. You know? Even if you do go to prom or homecoming, once again, you're going to be the only kid there. Just as isolated as you are in class, that's how isolated you're going to be in the school or after school activities. It's not your place to hang and kick it and smoke cigarettes and do drugs and get drunk or even get some motherfucking pussy. You know what I'm saying? Your nuts ain't dropped yet. You feel what I'm saying? You kind of trapped in your age. And when you graduate at 10 years old, you're going to college. But college is going to be the same thing. You're going to be a 10-year-old college freshman. You went through hell in high school. It's going to be even worse when you get to college. But you're a prodigy. You're a chosen one. So, you know, let's say you get your degree, get your bachelor's when you're about 14. You're going to get your master's. And then you got even 2 more years of the same thing. By 16, you probably get your master's. By the time you get your PhD, you'll at least be 18. You're not grown, 21, but you're at least old enough to have fun. That's the journey, the gift and the curse of a chosen one. You know, time. You be trapped in time, trapped in your age, trapped in your situation, trapped in a scenario. It ain't a bad situation. You're a child prodigy. In fact, you're advancing far more than the average person. But it's just not as fun as everybody else. It's not a fun experience like everybody else is having. You know, because you're not in the same boat. You get my drift? Put more smoke on that. We got the King of Swords. King of Swords is God. Yeah, I put God in the card. I mean, I'm a Christian terrorist. I'm a Christian psychic, by the way. And it's like, I put God in everything that I do, even in this. God is the King of Swords, right? Ascension is the Ace of Swords. It's the first step. You know, go all the way up, you get to God. I told you. Ascension, what's up? God is what's up. You got to get high to get to the most high. You understand what I'm saying? So, God is out here to let you know that you are not alone. Michael Jackson voice. I am here with you. You know, even though I'm far away, I ain't too far. People think that they got to go all the way to the heavens to reach the most high. You know where God resides? In your mind. God is a sword, right? God is mental. You and God got a personal relationship, right? Because God isn't here. Everybody think they got to go far and wide to find the Most High. The Most High is within you. You're a part of God. You're a piece of God. You are a God in a way also. You're never alone. You're never by yourself. Number one, God is with you at all times. Number two, to my twin flames out here, your divine counterpart is always with you. Even if your twin flame is deceased and passed away in this physical plane, they're still around. Matter of fact, you got more access to them now than you probably had when they was around. You're never alone. It might feel like that because loneliness, emotional isolation, you know, physical isolation, you might feel like you're alone, but you're never alone. God is always with you. And that's what God is trying to tell you right now. So even if you are by yourself, it's just you. You got all this family, but it's just you out here. You can't call or depend on no one but yourself. And when I say you are the Most High, you're the Most High too. You can always call on the Most High. You can always call on God. You know, you're never alone. It might feel that way, but that'll be false and not the truth. And that's really what you got to understand right now. But we going. We're gonna do extended breakdowns too this week. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start doing extended breakdowns next week. I just want to get a crack on messages, the current energies that I'm feeling right now. As far as the masculine is concerned, this deals with your divine masculine, karmic masculine, the men in your life. You know, your father, whether he's here or not, brother, male cousins, male co-workers, male bosses, you know, just the men. Could be your gay best friend who's a female but kind of got masculine tendencies. We got the Three of Wands, and this is evolution. Three of Wands is also your role, Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine has a role, Divine Masculine has a role. Your role, Divine Feminine, is to evolve. It's to get from point A to point Z. Divine Masculine's role, to get from point A to point B, from point B to point C, from point C to point D. Masculine moves in a segment. How does a queen move on a chessboard? You can go from one end of the board to the other end of the board. How does a king move on a chessboard? In segments. You can reach more than the masculine can. But what's the Divine Feminine's job? To protect the king. Not necessarily your Divine Masculine, but the king is also God within yourself. Three of Wands. Three of Wands represents evolution. So, Ace of Wands is awareness. Okay, Two of Wands, besides, like Two of Wands represents support. It represents survival. Like I say, that's the Divine Masculine's job. To support shit. Hold shit down like balloon strings. Survival. To be a provider for himself and his family. But, you know, he could be a she could be he. You know how we rocking here in LLE.Ascension. Ace of Wands is being aware of what fishing is. You know, it's like you at a house, your parents usually catch the fish and cook the fish. You eat fish, you're aware of fish, you know where fish come from. Then you get out on your own. It's like you living in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? In the 1400s. Two of Wands, you gotta eat. You have to survive. You need nourishment. So you need to learn how to fish. Until you go out and go fish, fishing is just a theory. You are aware of it, but you actually have to do it. What are wands? Actions and behavior. Things you're doing. Things you've done. Not what you finna do, because that don't mean jack shit right now. Survive. You gotta learn how to fish to survive. You try, you finally accomplish. Now you know how to fish. Now you can feed yourself. You know the phrase, give a man a fish, he won't starve. Teach a man to fish, he'll never starve. Three of Wands is evolving. Now that you know how to fish, don't monopolize like most countries do. You know, people need fish, so they monopolize on all the fish companies to where you gotta buy fish. So if you need fish, somebody has to go catch it for you, because that's the only way you're gonna get it. That's called monopolizing or monotonizing on shit. Three of Wands is evolution. It's teaching people how to fish. Yeah, it's taking time, energy, and resources that you don't have to put somebody else on. I mean, at least if you had a monopoly on fish, you can always make money off the fact that people don't know how to fish. But when you teach people how to fish, of course you're gonna lose money. Of course, they're going to learn how to fish and teach other people how to fish, and there won't be no need for your fish. Get what I'm saying? Fishing is just an example. Best thing I can do as a spiritual advisor, as a psychic, is teach you how to be one. I can literally teach you how to be a psychic. I can teach you how to read cards. You know what I'm saying? I can throw you some books and kind of give you a general lesson on what Ascension is. Same way I got here is the same way you can get here. I read books and had a passion for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It comes with the name Daniel, but, you know, I can literally give you a book. I have a book, actually, the LLE.Ascension book. I'm going to start selling that pretty soon. It's supposed to be put it out, but just tweaking it. Just want to make sure I got the best way to really teach people how to fish out here. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with me, I'll teach you how to read cards. You know? I can teach you how to be a psychic. I mean, I'm a teacher. That's what teachers do. We teach. You know what I mean? Most people won't teach you how to fish or teach you how to read cards because they'll rather have you just come to them for it. You get my drift? Yeah, I'm going to lose money putting people on, you know, because then they have no reason to come to me. But as a teacher, that's what I like to see. I love teaching my clients how to fish, man, because they don't need me no more. You know, it ain't like I'm going to miss the money. Or miss the time that we spent together, me putting you on and being your teacher and shit, but eventually the student becomes the teacher. And as a teacher, you got to understand that you're always a student. So let's just say you had a monopoly and you taught people how to fish. Now you don't have a monopoly anymore. Well, now, instead of being a fisherman, now it's time to learn how to be a hunter. You know what I mean? Like, find a new niche. Find something else to learn and evolve from. You don't just be a one-trick pony. You don't want to just be good at one fucking thing. You want to be good at several things. So you ain't just banking on one thing, or when that one thing ain't twerking no more, you ain't got nothing to fall back on. Putting more smoke to this evolution, to this Three of Wands business that we got, Divine Feminine. We got the Four of Pentacles. And what's Four of Pentacles? That's holding on too tight to some shit, or being scared to let some shit go. Even if it's temporary. To the one-trick ponies out there. Okay, you got a good trick. Let it go. Learn something new. Being a one-trick pony is just like hitting a chick with the same move during sex. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's cool in the game. But I mean, it's cool to switch it up sometimes. You know what I mean? It's always good to try some new shit. You're an athlete, you know what I mean? Learning new moves. You know, it's like you're a teacher. You don't want to just teach the same way. Like, learn how to evolve and learn the new ways of teaching. Things change, so you got to change with it. You get what I'm saying? People are at level 3. You still hitting people with level 1 shit. You ain't involved. They're evolving, but you ain't involved. Like I said, if you don't evolve, you get left behind. It ain't just your spiritual journey you involve in. It's your gifts you evolve. It's your talents you evolve. It's your awareness you evolve. Feel me? Because if you got 3 ways to get it, that's 3 ways to receive. If you got 3 avenues of making money, that's 3 streams of revenue. Feel me? It's better than just one. What's better than 1 crawfish dinner? 3 crawfish dinners. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's time to evolve. And if you got to let go of that one thing that's brought you your clientele, that's brought you most of your money, that's brought you most of your status, okay, let that go. Start from scratch, find something new, and do the same thing you just did. Point blank, period. Since this involves the masculine energy, I'm going to say this. Divine feminines. Sometimes dealing with your divine counterpart, you have a tendency to hold on to your twin. Sometimes you got to let them go and be with the people that they depend so highly on. You got their best interest in heart, but, you know, they got to learn the hard way. You know, they got to go where they think the grass is greener on the other side. Only to find that the only reason why that grass is green is because of the manure that's over there, and it just smells like shit over there. Shit that I deal with all the time with my divine counterpart. I'm a divine feminine, by the way. So, you know, one thing I got to deal with my divine masculine is, it's like, I tell my masculine the truth. I be trying to put him on game, doing everything I can to evolve the guy. It's like he don't want to listen to me. It's like what I say doesn't matter. It doesn't clear. But somebody else can say the same thing that I'm saying, and he'll get it. Sometimes I have to learn to just shut the fuck up and let him get the same advice that I'm kicking from somebody else. Let him go somewhere else and hear the same shit. Let him go somewhere else and hear the same message. If it takes somebody else to make it make sense for him, then so be it. You know? I can only do what I can. It's like Menace to Society when Sharif dad, you know, the Muslim dude Sharif, you know what I'm saying? When Sharif dad, Charles S. Dutton, you know what I'm saying, was talking to Kane. You know, Kane was like, yo, so what's up with your son, man? What's up with this Muslim stuff he kicking? I mean, you cool with that? He said, hey, you know, if Allah can get my son closer to the Most High than Jesus can, I'm all for it. That's maturity. That's evolution right there. You get what I'm saying? However you get closer to the Most High. However your masculine evolves. However you can help people. Be accepting to the way that they have to do it. You can't reach everybody. And everybody don't want to be reached. You can't help everybody. And everybody don't want your help. Do what you can. Things that you can't do, you're going to have to let it go. And fuck with something new. Future final row. Going to the future, consciously and directly, divine feminine. And it's the future. It hasn't happened yet, and if you don't like the future, you can always change it, rearrange it. We got the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a self-imposed prison. It's a sword. It's mental. Okay? What's swords? Thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology, the direction you going, the decisions you make it. Going to the future, divine feminine. We got a mental prison. This also can be jail, a physical prison. A physical prison, like actual prison or jail. This could be being trapped in your mind, being trapped in your circumstance. You know, you ain't really trapped. It's mental. That's just what you think. Okay? Eight of Swords. That's a false sense of security. A false sense of, let's see, false sense of security. False sense of, give me 1 second. I ain't picked the Eight of Swords out in a second. False sense of security. False sense of something else. I can't think of it right now. Reality, possibly. And what I like to call the boogeyman effect. False sense of security. It goes to the sauce card I was saying earlier. If you feel you need something to get something, I say it all the time, if you feel that you need something to get something done, then you already put yourself in a mental prison. You can create something from nothing. Great people do it every day. You already have enough. You already know enough. You're already doing enough. Just use what you got to make shit happen. Okay? Oh, false sense of integrity. You feel me? Like I say, you everything you're not to people. You could be helping a person, but mentally they're in a self-imposed prison. So it's like you helping them, but they think you enabling them. You're in their corner, but they don't think so. You know? People take their own insecurities and put it on you. I call it reflective actions, reflective thinking. You know? When it comes to mental blocks in general, unclog that shit. You're never trapped in a situation. What it is you don't want to let the situation go. You know what I mean? I see a lot, especially when it comes to the twin flame thing. I see a lot of people get lost in their partners or lost in the people that they love. They lose their whole identity in other people. No one is technically your other half. No one technically completes you. You're whole. You just take a piece of them with you, or a piece of you imprints on them. Get what I'm saying? But going to the boogeyman, because I think that's really what this is. It's the boogeyman effect. It's believing in something that's not there. If the boogeyman was real, it'd be a lot of dead kids at night, at residences. If the monster was really in the closet, you know, given that everybody got handguns around here, parents would have been busted cap in the boogeyman that live in the closet, and the monster that live in the closet. It'd be a shootout every motherfucking night. But it's not a monster in the closet. It's probably a towel. You know what I'm saying? Or a chair or a stuffed animal. You know, that's in that closet that the kid sees. They don't want to go in there and check because, I mean, they feel safer under their blanket. And then keeping it in reality, if monsters were really under beds, the blanket couldn't protect the kids. They'll just snatch the blanket and the kids and just pull them down under the bed and just eat their ass. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that the shit that you think there ain't there. Or what you're afraid of ain't really what you fear. You know what I'm saying? It's all mental. You ain't scared to moving on. You just scared for starting from scratch. You ain't scared to let your twin flame go. You scared somebody gonna pick them up. You know what I mean? You ain't scared to try something new. You scared of fucking up. It's all mental. And clarifying this mental prison that you put yourself in doesn't even exist. Another example of a mental prison, it's like a fucking mind. Once again, I'm walking with my boo down the street. My boo gets caught in an invisible prison. It's an invisible fucking prison. It's like she's a mine. She can't move no further. She's banging like, yo, what the fuck just happened? I'm trapped in this space right here. And I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on? I don't want to get too close to you because I'm not trying to be trapped in there with you. At least me being outside this invisible prison, I can help get your ass out. But I can only do so much. All I can do is tell you what you can do. Hey, baby, spin 3 times in a circle. See if that helps. You got a crystal in your pocket or something? Pull that bitch out. See if you can scratch your way out this motherfucker. Clap your hands 3 times. Jump up and down 2 times. Like, do something. You just in there scared, panicking, flipping out. Like, calm yourself. Yeah, you in an invisible prison, and I ain't never seen no shit like this before. And once again, boo, I ain't finna get too close to get trapped to that motherfucker too. You got in that motherfucker, it's a way to get out. Use your brain, baby. I'm right here when you need me, though. I'm here to coach you. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't finna leave you trapped in this invisible prison by yourself. I'm gonna be here, but I'm gonna be over here. Because I don't know what you got yourself into. Okay? You get yourself in a rut. You get yourself out that bitch. You got yourself in this situation, in this problem. You can get yourself out. It's all mental. Clarifying this 8 of Swords is the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles represents Grooming. Okay? There's 3 types of grooming. Good grooming, bad grooming, ugly grooming. Good grooming is a two-way street. You love somebody, they love you back. You respect someone, they respect you back. You fuck with somebody, they fucking with you too. It's mutual. I can lend money, you can lend that shit right back. And you can ask me for bread sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I can ask you for bread sometimes because it's a two-way street. It goes both ways. Ugly is a one-way street. I'm just giving, you just taking. You just taking and ain't giving shit back. Eventually, I ain't gonna have nothing to give, and you gonna have everything. Give something back to me. It's like church when the offering plate come and I ain't got no money. All I can do is just pat that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't get it this time, but I'll get it next time that plate roll around. Hopefully, I got some cheese then. You know, I can only give what I can. I can only do what I can. And what I can't do, I ain't gonna sit here and be in a mental rut, a mental prison about the shit. I'm gonna just keep moving. We almost done. Bad grooming is a dead end. It's a person controlling the whole giving and taking situation. Manipulation. You know, motherfucker just can't keep it real. They'd rather manipulate you to get you trapped to where you depend on them. It's what I see in a lot of relationships, especially with independent women who got shit to lose. I see men who ain't really got shit come in and take everything. It's like you had a property, you had a house, you had a successful business before you met this brother. You get with this brother and it's like you ain't got nothing. You done lost your house, you done lost your business, you done lost your motherfucking mind out here. Meanwhile, his ass left with more that he came with and you left with nothing. Manipulation is real. And like I say, it comes from those closest to you. A fucking stranger can't finesse you. They're a fucking stranger. You don't know who the fuck they are. The people who do finesse and come up on your ass or manipulate you or, you know, play mind games with your ass is people you trust. How else they got close? How else they got close? Aside from grooming, good, bad, and ugly, grooming is the environment you came up in, the family that raised you, the community that raised you, the city that housed you. And aside from grooming in that essence, final card in this message, final word in this message, Knight of Pentacles represents putting on. You started a business, it became successful. Now you in a better place that you was when you first started it. You was working 9 to 5 for somebody else. You started your own business. Now you work for yourself. The best thing you can do in that position is teach somebody else how to build their own business. Teach somebody else how to get it like you got. Like I said, it goes back to the teaching people how to fish shit. Okay, you learn how to fish to survive. Now you're a professional fisher person. Teach other people how to fish so they don't starve out here. Put on. You got the sauce to do so. That's the message that I got. Hope I could be a good use. It's your boy D.Boom. Let's see if we can get another reading out of here, all right? Holla at me if you need me. Deuces.